Hey y'all, I want to talk about spare tire with the Model 3. Model 3 does not come with a spare tire, nor does it come with run flats. What do you do when you have a flat tire? You call 1-800-TESLA or 1-800-TESLA support, whatever the number is. And it's a roadside assistance service that Tesla provide up to 4 years, and I believe either 50 or 100,000 miles. I forgot what the actual number is, but there is a limit. Once you reach that cap, you have to find your own roadside assistance service through a third party. Most vehicles now, especially the higher end, to save weight, improve range, they went away and got rid of spare tires. I believe it started with probably BMW, but BMW actually provide with run flat tires. So even when you get a puncture in your tire, you still can continue going up to, I don't know, 60 miles until you find a repair shop. And they also provide you with a tire repair kit. So Tesla provides you with neither. So you have no run flats, you have no tire repair kits. Not a big deal if you live in the city. The time between calling and getting in contact with roadside assistant, 30 minutes to an hour before they get to you, depending on traffic and if they're during a busy season or not. So you're just gonna have to sit there and wait for them to come out and bring you a spare. And usually Tesla roadside assistant, they carry a spare with them. Now, if you have a third-party roadside assistant, they might not have a spare for you. Most likely they won't, and they will probably have to tow you to the nearest service center or tire shop to get it repaired. So that's a lot of time wasted. I mean, your day probably ended the moment you got a flat tire in a Tesla. Unless you actually carry a tire repair kit for minor puncture. So what we have in our Model 3, for those times when we can't get roadside assistance for whatever reason, let's say you're in a deserted area, you have lack of cell phone reception, or it's gonna take at least a couple hours before somebody come out to get you, and you wanna get on your way. So we bought this tire repair kit from Tesla directly. It doesn't come with flares, but that's our own. It has a air pump built in, along with a sealant canister. So the canister is located in front here. So if you need to repair a tire or attempt to repair a tire, there's a tubing here where it pumps some kind of sealant in while it pumps air, as well as just an air pump itself if you need more air into the tire after the tire is sealed. This takes about maybe 10 to 15 minutes to set up and let the sealant settle per the manual. So it's a good alternative to have in case if you can't get roadside assistant or you don't want to wait and you just want to get on your way. Definitely check this out on tesla.com. We also have a backup tire sealant that we had in our other vehicle, and this works really well. I used it one time a few years ago, and we were able to continue our trip for another 60 plus miles or so, and we got it repaired at the next nearest tire shop. So we didn't have to wait for the roadside assistant. At that time, I believe we didn't have reception either. And that does happen from time to time if you're taking a road trip somewhere where you have to pass a highway or go through a highway that lacks cell phone reception, or even visiting a national park. Common issue. Another alternative you guys want to consider is if you do take a long road trip, consider buying an extra tire. It doesn't have to be Tesla tire that will fit the Model 3, and throw that in your trunk whenever you are headed out for a long road trip as backup. Do make sure to get a jack as well as a couple tools to allow you to change the wheels, and you definitely do need some kind of support to lift up the Model 3. Underneath the Model 3, not sure you can see, but there's actually a jack point, and it has an opening where you would need something to adapt to that, something like this. So This is a jack point specifically designed for Tesla, and you want to insert this into that hole where the jack point is. You get your jack to lift it up without damaging the frame or scratching the jack point. Not a big deal, but it will prevent dust from generating there. If you don't use the jack point, it may scratch off the jack point paint. Just make sure you don't jack up where the battery is at, and you actually have this jack adapter in place. And I'll post a link where you can get this. It's fairly cheap. I believe it's like 20 bucks. And you also need some lug nuts opening. I usually carry this for all the vehicle. It has multiple lug nut size, and also have a torque wrench, because Tesla, as you know, has a lot of torque. You want to make sure you torque the lug nut up to specification. I believe it's 129 pound. And this is also a good tool to have. I mean, you can do the old-fashioned way and torque it yourself until you get some resistance, but then you don't want to over torque it either. Reminds you guys that the Tesla Model 3 does not have run flats, and it does not have tire repair kit. Something to think about, to be prepared. I mean, the chance of that happening is rare, but it can happen. And it has happened to myself on some occasion, but definitely something that Tesla should consider adding to their accessory, including a first aid kit as an option. But currently you have to buy that through their website or the service center outside of purchasing the vehicle itself. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Catch you guys next time.